They have done this on a volunteer, come an extra day out of their schedule, 1 day a week to rehearse this. The amount of passion and involvement they put in this is just phenomenal. For those of you that aren't familiar with the space, in our intermission, we have one intermission. The restrooms, as you go out the door, are to your left immediately. Please, cell phones, electronic devices, mute them, turn them off, smash them. It doesn't really matter. So enjoy. They've put their hearts into this. That's a good omen. I can feel it. So without any, forgive me for this, without any further ado. Much ado about nothing.
My lord, Leonardo.
Yes?
I bring you a message.
Oh, then you must be a messenger.
Quite true, Lady Beatrice. I carry messages.
Give me the message. If I wait until you have finished with these two young ladies here, I may read the message in a history book.
But this is fresh news, not yet in a history book, my lord.
It would be by the time I received it, if I waited until you were ready to deliver it.
This news will never reach a history book, my lord, for it is a true message.
It's yours to make the fool of Beatrice while I read the contents.
Oh, my lord Leonardo, I would not make a fool of this handsome fellow here. Nature and experience have beaten me to the task.
True. I owe more to experience than to nature. This is not my own hair, you know.
I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon and his army comes this night to our Messina.
He was not very far from here. He was, oh yes, he was 3 miles away when I left him.
How many men have been lost in the battle?
Not many of any importance.
Well, it is a good battle that has few dead. This letter also says that Don Pedro has given honors to a young man from Florence named Claudio.
Claudio deserves to be honored, and Don Pedro has rewarded him accordingly. He has exceeded a lot of expectations that a lot of people wouldn't expect a man his age. Much less.
You messenger, is Senor Big Mouth returning from the wars?
I'm sorry, I did not know the name. Senior Big Mouth.
Because it means Senior Benedict of Padua.
Oh, Benedict! He is back and as cheerful as ever.
Benedict once put up a public notice in Messina challenging Cupid to an archery match. My uncle's jester accepted the challenge but used toy arrows. But tell me, how many men did he kill and eat in the battle? But tell me, how many did he kill, for I promised I would eat anything he managed to kill.
Now, Beatrice, you make too much fun of Signor Benedict. He'll get even with you, I think.
Not for a long while off.
Here.
Oh dear. How far did you say they were?
Oh, 3 miles away. Not very far at all.
Suppose they'll be soon?
Yes.
Quite.
Don Pedro is approaching.
My dear Senior Leonardo, hosting my whole army is such a huge burden, and yet you accept it and me with open arms. Most people choose to avoid trouble, but you run to it.
You are never trouble to this house, Your Grace. It is comforting when trouble departs. But when you leave, you take happiness with you, and leave sorrow in its place.
You make your burdens joys with your kindness. I think this is your daughter Hero.
That's what her mother always tells me.
Hero is Leonardo's daughter, but she would do ill to have his head upon her shoulders.
Why do you speak, Signor Benedict? Nobody listens to you.
Oh, look, it's my dear Lady Disdain. Aren't you dead yet?
How can Disdain die when you're here? When you're around, even Lady Courtesy becomes Lady Disdain.
You do me a good turn. Seeing you, my lady, makes it easy for me to remain a bachelor.
Then all women should be in my debt. For myself, I'd rather hear a dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
I hope you stay in that frame of mind, or some poor man will end up with his face all scratched up.
If face like yours, a good scratching couldn't make it look any worse.
Listen to you instructing me like a parrot would.
I'd rather be a squawking bird than an animal like you.
I wish my horse moved as fast as your mouth and was as tireless. That's it. I'm done.
Always about the argument like this. Not get from before.
It is settled then. We are to remain here as Leonardo's guests. I told him we'll stay for at least a month, and he says he hopes we'll stay longer. I think you are actually being serious and not just polite.
I am being serious, my lord. I welcome you here as well. Now that you and your brother have made friends again, I owe you the same allegiance I owe Don Pedro.
Thank you. I'm not a man who talks a lot, but I thank you.
If it pleases you, your highness, will you lead us all inside?
We will go in together. Benedict, my friend, did you notice Hero, Leonardo's daughter?
I saw her, but I saw nothing to notice.
Isn't she a well-mannered young lady?
Do you want my true opinion, or do you want me to criticize her like I do all women?
No, please speak seriously.
Well, it seems to me that she's too short to be praised highly, and too dark to be praised fairly, and too small to be praised greatly. I can only say this about her. If she looked different than she does, she would be ugly. And since she can't be anything but herself, I don't like her.
You think I'm kidding? Please tell me seriously what you think of her. I think she is the most wonderful woman I've ever laid eyes upon.
I am still young enough to see without glasses, and I don't see what you're talking about. If her cousin Beatrice didn't have such a nasty temper, she'd be so much more beautiful than Hero that it would be like comparing May to December. But hey, this does not mean you're looking to get married, does it?
Even if I had sworn never to marry, I wouldn't trust myself to keep that promise if Hero would marry me. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
I will buy you spectacles.
Well, what are you two plotting?
Your Highness will have to force me to tell.
Your loyalty requires you to tell me what you were talking about.
Claudio is in love with Hero, Leonardo's short daughter.
Claudio, it's good if you love Hero, because she is worthy of your love.
I, on the other hand, don't feel how she could be loved and don't know how she could be worthy. Even fire can't melt that opinion out of me. You could burn me at the stake and I'd still think this.
And you, Benedict, never did believe in the power of beauty, or the power of reason.
My mother was a woman and I thank her. She brought me up and I'm grateful. But all the other women will have to forgive me for not being willing to be made a fool of. I don't want to insult any particular woman by doubting and mistrusting her. So I will just avoid them all. So I will live a bachelor.
Before I die, I will see you look pale with love.
I may grow pale with anger or sickness, or even hunger, my lord, but not with love. If my heart breaks, it will be in a soldier's lance, not on a weak maiden's glances. If ever I love my lord, take my heart and hang it on a schoolgirl's door, as a sign of victory for the blind Cupid.
I'll be sure to remember this fuss you've made if ever you do fall in love. That'll be news.
If ever I change my mind, you can use me for target practice, and whoever hits the bullseye gets to be a hero.
We shall see. Even the most savage bull is eventually domesticated.
Maybe the bull is, but if I am ever domesticated, you can take the bull's horns and put them right on my forehead. You might as well hang a big sign with enormous lettering around my neck. And instead of saying horse for hire, it will say, take a look at Benedict, the married man.
Will that have more outside your head than you now have in it?
Well, if Cupid hasn't used up all his arrows in Venice, the courtesans are famous for making men lovesick. He'll get you to quiver and shake. Just you wait.
Look for an earthquake when I do.
Yea, I will, on the 6th of July.
Don't mock me, don't mock me. And all this talk of love and marriage leaves me undone, like a healthy man walking through a graveyard. I need air. I am gone.
He is indeed. Far gone, I fear. My lord, you could really help me out now. I'm at your service. Whatever it is, you'll see that I'm eager to do it, however difficult it may be.
Does Leonardo have a son, my lord?
Hero is his only child and only heir. Do you like her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when we left Messina to fight the war, I looked at her with the eyes of a soldier. I liked what I saw, but my mind was so occupied with the rough, violent task ahead of me that there was no chance that light would turn into love. But now that I'm back, the room in my head that I used to pose war plans has become crowded with soft and delicate feelings,
and they all lead me to the same thought. How beautiful young Hero is, and how I must have liked her even before I left to fight. Well, you'll become a true lover soon, and bore all your friends with your endless prattle about your feelings. Look, if you really love Hero, enjoy. I'll speak to her and her father about the matter, and I'll convince them enough to promise Hero. Isn't that why you told me all this?
You can see that I'm sick with love, and you're taking care of me in just the right way. But I didn't want you to think that I'm hasty in my emotions.
I wanted to explain my feelings in a longer story.
Oh,
That's like building a bridge wider than the river it crosses. Why speak longer than you have to? Whatever gets the job done is best. If you love Hero, that's all I need to know to want to find a remedy. You're going to have a costume party with dancing tonight. I'll disguise myself as you and pour out my feelings to Hero, taking her prisoner with the force of my love story. Then I'll speak to her father about the matter, and in the end, she's yours. Come, let's go join the hunt. Let's get started.
Brother, I have some strange news for you.
Is it good news?
Well, it seems like good news. A servant of mine heard the Prince and Claudio talking as they walked through my orchard. The prince says he is in love with your daughter, Hero, and is going to tell her so at the dance tonight. If she too wants to marry him, he's going to find you and ask for her hand immediately.
Is this servant of yours a smart man?
Yes, he's very right. I'll get him to come here so you can ask him yourself.
No. Until it comes true, we'll pretend it was just a dream we had. But my daughter should know about this, so she can be prepared with an answer, just in case. Go to her and tell her for me.
Really, my lord, why are you so excessively sad?
The things that cause my sadness are without limit, therefore my sadness is without limit.
You should listen to reason, then you stop being so gloomy.
And when I've sat and listened to reason, what is my prize?
If not an end to your suffering, then at least you'll have the means to endure it patiently.
I can't hide what I am. I'll be sad when I have reason to be sad, and I won't laugh at anybody's jokes. I eat when I'm hungry and won't wait until it's convenient. I'll sleep when I'm tired and won't rouse myself over anyone. I'll laugh when I am happy and won't flatter or fawn over anyone.
Sure, but don't do it at full volume until there's no danger in it. Not long ago, you challenged and opposed your brother, and it is only very recently that he has forgiven you. You need to act carefully if you wish to stay in his good graces. You have to wait for the appropriate time to let loose.
I'd rather be a weed in a hedge than a rose in my brother's garden. It suits me more to be hated by everyone than to trick people, put on a fancy show and trick people into loving me. My brother trusts me now, yes, as much as a master trusts the dog he muzzles, so the peasant he frees by chaining a big block around the man's foot. If I were unrestrained, I'd fight. If I were free, I'd do as I please. Until that happens, let me be who I am and don't try to change me.
Can't you somehow use your dissatisfaction to your own advantage?
I use it all the time since it's all I have. Who's that? What's up, Horatio?
I just came from a great feast where Leonardo is entertaining your prince. Okay. And I can give you information about an intended marriage.
How did you come upon this information?
I overheard the prince and Claudio talking how the prince would court Hero tonight at the dance, and once he wanted to consent to marry, would give her to Claudio.
Claudio is your brother's right-hand man, remember. He is the one who caused you to lose power over your brother.
I recall. Anyone who can ruin Claudio will make me happy.
There is a banquet being held. Shall we go?
Yes, very well.
Let's go.
John.
And if you are handsome, agile, and rich too, you can have any woman in the world. All he needs is her goodwill.
Really, niece, you'll never get a husband if you keep saying such harsh things about people.
Exactly. I pray every morning and night that the Lord won't send me a husband. Really, I couldn't stand a husband with a beard. I'd rather be wrapped in scratchy blankets all the time.
Maybe you will find a husband without a beard.
And then what would I do with him? Dress him in my clothes and pretend he's my lady servant. If he has a beard, he's more than a boy. If he doesn't have a beard, he's less than a man. If he's more than a boy, he's not the one for me. And if he's less than a man, I'm not the one for him. They say that women who die unmarried are destined to lead the ages to hell, and I suppose that'll be my fate as well.
So you'll go to hell.
No, just to the gates of hell, where the devil will greet me and say, "Go up to heaven, Beatrice. Hell is no place for you." So I'll fly up to heaven and be met by St. Peter, guarding heaven's gates, and he'll show me the part of heaven where the bachelors sit, and I'll have fun there forever.
Well, niece, I hope that I will see you married one day.
No, Uncle, I won't take a husband until they start making men out of something other than dirt. What woman wouldn't be distressed, being lorded over by a handful of dust? Can you imagine being hitched to a lump of clay? No, Uncle, I won't be married. And besides, if Adam really is the father of all mankind, then his sons are my brothers, and really, I believe that incest is a sin.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince asks for your hand in marriage, you know what to tell him.
But cousin, be sure he woos you properly and appropriately. If he is too insistent, tell him that romance is like a dance. It has its own timing and rhythm.
Niece, you are exceptionally perceptive.
I have a good eye, Uncle. I can see what's in broad daylight.
Partygoers have arrived. Let's give them room.
My lady, will you have a dance with me? As long as you move gracefully, look handsome, and say nothing, I'm ready to dance until I leave after I'm gone. You wish to speak of love. Speak more softly.
Will you not tell me who called Lady Beatrice by such a name?
I'm sorry, I cannot.
And will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
Who said that I was disdainful and got all my lines out of a bad joke book? Why, it must have been Signor Benedict.
Signor Benedict? Who is he?
I'm sure you know well enough.
No, believe me, I don't.
You must know him. He's the prince's jester, a very dull fool, and only fools can stand his company.
If I should meet him, lady, I'll tell him what you say.
Please do. To say a few nasty things about me, and then, if nobody listens to him or laughs, he'll be thrown into a funk, and that will save a partridge wing from being eaten because he'll be too miserable for dinner.
My brother just wooed Hero and just brought her father inside to tell him his feelings. The ladies have followed Hero, but one masked man remains.
That's Claudio. I can tell by the way he carries himself.
Aren't you Signor Benedict?
You know me too well. I am Benedict.
My brother is very fond of you. He's in love with Hero. Please make him change his mind. She is not a proper rank to marry a prince. He would be doing good service.
How do you know he loves her?
I heard him swear he did.
I did too. I heard him swear he married her today.
Come on, let's go to the banquet.
Though I said my name was Benedict, I heard this news with Claudio's ears. Of course the prince wants Hero for himself. Friendship is enduring except when love is involved. Therefore, all lovers should speak for themselves. They should look for themselves, without asking someone else to get involved in their affairs. Beauty is a witch who spellbound into loyalty and passion. This happens a lot, but it didn't occur to me that it would happen to me. Goodbye then, Hero.
Claudio,
Yes, that's me.
will you come with me?
Where?
Right over to that willow tree to see about your business. How do you want to wear your garland of willow leaves? Around your neck like a moneylender's gold chain? Or under your arm like a lieutenant's sash? You have to wear it somehow because the prince has brought in your hero.
Well, I hope he enjoys her.
You sound like a cattle dealer. That's the way they sell bulls. But do you really think the prince would treat you that way?
Please, leave me alone.
Look at you, thrashing about like a blind man.
If you won't leave, then I'll leave.
Oh, the poor bird. Now he'll go hide himself in the bushes. But how strange that Beatrice should seem to know who I was, and yet not know at the same time. The prince's fool. Maybe they call me that because I'm cheerful. Yes, but I am insulting myself by thinking this way. I don't have that kind of reputation. Beatrice's mean, sarcastic nature makes her believe that the entire world shares her opinions. That's why she describes me this way. Well, I'll get my revenge.
Now, sir, where's Claudio?
I saw him, and I played the part of a gossip and brought him the news. As sad as a rabbit in a burrow, I told him, and I think I was telling the truth, that you had won the lady's heart. I offered to accompany him to the willow tree, where he could either make a garland fit to be worn by an abandoned lover, or gather sticks into a bundle, ready for his beating.
Beating? Why? What has he done?
He is like a schoolboy who finds a bird's nest and happily shows it to his friend, who then steals it from him.
What? Is trusting a friend such a crime? The criminal is the one who steals the nest. I only want to teach the baby birds to sing. Then I shall return the nest to its rightful owner.
We will wait and see. If Hero is ready to love Claudio, then we'll know you're telling the truth.
Lady Beatrice is angry with you. The gentleman she danced with told her you insulted her.
Not even a block of wood could handle her abuses. An oak tree barely clinging to life would have revived itself to fight her. Even my mask seemed to come to life in order to argue with her. She told me, not realizing it was me, that I was the prince's jester and as dull as mud. She hurled mocking insults at me with such incredible speed that all I could do was stand there paralyzed. She speaks daggers and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her words, she would kill every living thing, from here to the farthest stars. I wouldn't marry her, even if she was blessed as paradise. Please don't mention her. Chaos and horror and sorrow follow her wherever she goes. Will your grace command me and his service to the world's end? I would do anything. Run to Asia to get you a toothpick, or to China to find the time. I would do anything rather than have 3 words more conversation with that woman.
I have no service for you, except to keep your good company.
Ah, good heavens! Here comes a dish I cannot relish. I cannot endure my lady tongue. A moment longer.
Come, lady, come join us. You have lost the heart of Senior Benedict.
Indeed, wearing a false face, he lent it to me for a while. But I gave it back! So Grace could say I've lost his heart.
You did get the better of him. He ran for cover.
I hope he finds it. He needs cover. I've brought Claudio, who you sent me to find.
What's up, Claudio? Why are you so sad?
Not sad, my lord.
What then? Sick?
I'm neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad nor sick, nor cheerful nor well. He's just civil as an orange, with the same jealous yellow complexion.
Truly, lady, I think your description is correct. Though I swear he has no cause to look like that. Here, Claudia. I wooed Hero for you, and I've spoken to her father about the matter. He has consented to the match. Tell us when you wish to get married, and may God give you joy.
Claudia, take my daughter, and with her take my fortunes. The prince has made the match, and may God bless it.
Good lady, you speak too hard. While you and Senior Benedict have played the foe, your cousin Hero has consented to be the bride of Claudio.
Well, good Count Claudio, what do you say to that?
I can say nothing. I'm too happy.
Then, good hero, cover him in your love and don't let him speak.
Truly, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yes, I thank my heart, the poor fool, for it keeps me from seriousness. Look, my cousin is whispering to Claudio that she loves him. Thank the Lord for alliances. So it looks like everyone else goes off into the world except for me, who stays in because I'm sunburned. I should sit in the corner and sing that song, Hi-Ho for a Husband.
I'll get you a husband, Lady Beatrice.
No, I think I'll take one of Leonardo's choosing. He has done so well by his daughter, Hero.
Will you take me, my lady?
No, Your Grace. Not unless I can have another husband for the work week. You are too expensive to wear every day. Forgive me, Your Highness. I was born to speak cleverly, sincerely.
Being married becomes you.
But being married would not. By Your Grace's pardon, I will flee.
She is a pleasant lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She's never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever then. For I have heard my daughter say that she hath often dreamed of unhappiness, and waked herself with laughing.
She can't stand to hear about getting a husband.
No, not at all. She mocks all her suitors so completely that they drop the suit.
She would make an excellent wife for Benedict.
Benedict would turn mad at the mention of marriage.
Oh God, if they were married, they'd drive themselves crazy within a week.
Claudio, when do you plan to go to church and get married?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time will move as slowly as an old man until our love receives its proper ceremony.
Wait till Monday, my dear son, which is only a week away. Even that is too short a time to plan things the way I would like.
Oh, don't look so frustrated having to wait so long. I assure you the time will go by quickly. While we're waiting for the wedding, I aim to take on an impossible task. Make Senior Benedict and Lady Beatrice fall in love with each other. I aim to see them matched, and with all of your help, I think we can do it.
I would give up 10 nights sleeping to see that. You can count on me.
Me too. Thanks, sweet hero.
I will do all I can, my lord, to help my cousin's good husband.
And Benedict is not the worst husband I can think of. This much I can say about him. He's well born, he's proven his bravery in battle, established his good character. Hero, I'll show you how to influence your cousin, so despite all her quick wit, she falls in love with Benedict. We men will trick Benedict, so that despite his queasiness about marriage, he will fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, we will steal Cupid's glory. We will be the supreme love gods. Come inside, I'll tell you my plan.
Arranged that Count Claudia will marry Leonardo's daughter.
Yes, my lord, but I can't spoil it.
Any obstacle or barrier to Claudia's happiness will be like medicine to me. Whoever can ruin him will make me happy.
I can only do it by lying, my lord. But I can't do it so secretly that no one will suspect me.
Please tell me how.
I think it was a year ago that I told you how much Margaret, your servant woman, likes me.
I remember.
I can arrange so that at some indecent hour of the night, Margaret will lean out of your bedroom window, and they will spot us.
How will this hurt my marriage?
Well, Claudio will see Margaret, thinking it's Hero. He'll become so jealous that he'll be so angry, he will instantly call off the wedding.
What will be my evidence?
Evidence enough to deceive the prince, anger Claudio, ruin Hero, and kill Leonardo. Is there anything else you wish?
Nothing more, and I will do anything to accomplish it.
Find time to speak with the prince and Claudio, and tell them that you know Hero loves me. Pretend to be very concerned about both the prince, who has greatly compromised his honor by this match, and Claudio, whose reputation will be ruined by this woman he's pretending to be chased. There'll be such blatant evidence that Claudio will go away enraged.
So now, do this right properly, and I will pay the 1,000 gold ducats.
If your accusations are perfect, my cunning won't fail.
I will go find the date of the wedding.
Boy,
Signor,
in my bedroom window there is a book. Go get it and bring it to me here in the orchard.
But I'm already here.
I know that. But I would have you leave here and return again.
Huh.
I wonder how any man, seeing what a fool love makes of men, cannot be guided by others' folly and be content to live a bachelor. Claudio was a brave soldier, and a man of sense. Or I thought he was. But now he will play the fool and take a wife. In times past he was a plain-spoken man, but now everything he says will come from the bakery and the garden and the moor. And I shall have to listen to lists of sweets and flowers and hearts, sweethearts, broken hearts, hearts of flowers. What nonsense men in love speak. To speak of bleeding hearts of sighing lovers, here comes the prince and the governor and Monsieur Love.
Music,
I will hide from them.
the music sounds so sweet.
How still the evening is.
Did you see what Benedict said, John?
Yes, it's behind that bush over there.
We are now waiting. What was that you told me this evening, Leonardo? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
I never did think that lady would love any man.
Nor did I, but it is most amazing that she should so love Benedict when she would appear to hate him.
Maybe she's just pretending.
I wish it were so, but she is so in love with him that it is like to make her sick. You heard my daughter tell you about it.
Yes, that's quite likely.
Oh God, pretending. No one has ever faked passion as skillfully as this bit.
Why? What symptoms of love does she exhibit?
Bait the hook well. This fish is going to bite.
What symptoms, my lord? She will have a seat. You heard my daughter tell you how.
Yes, she did tell us.
Oh, please, tell me. This is amazing. I would have thought her invincible against any assault of love.
I would have sworn that too, my lord. Especially against Benedict.
Is it possible? Does the lady so wildly love?
We've infected it. Keep it up.
Has she told Benedict of her love?
No, and she swears she never will. That's her torment.
She swears that he would only laugh at her misery. Herewith told me Beatrice spoke. Doesn't make any sense to write to him and tell him when I have always treated her.
She says this as she begins to write the letter. She'll be 20 times in a night, sitting there in her slip until she's written a page. My daughter told me everything.
It is most sad. The lady dies of love. She falls on her knees, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, hurries, curses, and hums sad tunes.
Maybe someone should tell Benedict.
What for? He would only laugh at her and torment her.
If he did, it would be a charitable deed to hang him. She's an excellent, sweet woman, and there's no doubt that she's virtuous.
And she is very smart.
Except for the fact that she loves Benedict. I wish she were in love with me instead. I would have thrown aside all other considerations and made her my wife. Please, have someone tell Benedict and see what he has to say at least.
Is that a good idea, do you think?
Hero thinks Beatrice will surely die, for she says she'll die if he doesn't love her. She'll die if she tells him, she'll die if he woos her, and she's made to hold back even one of her usual insults.
She's probably right. If she offers Benedict her love, it's likely that he'll scorn it, since as we all know, he tends to be contemptuous.
Benedict is a good man, brave.
Indeed, he's good looking and carries himself well.
As brave as Mars in war, but not in love, my lord. He would laugh or run.
So you think you shouldn't tell Benedict?
No, but let us go and comfort the poor, love-sick lady.
No, that's impossible. Her heart will break first. She will die, poor lady. She will die.
Alas! Alas! Alas!
Alas! For now, I'll never trust my intuition again.
The same chat must be said for her. That's your daughter and your servant's daughter. I can't wait till they both believe each other to be loved by the word they've been treated. Can't wait to watch the drama. There'll be a pantomime, since both of them will be completely speechless.
We should send Beatrice to bring Benedict into dinner.
This can be no trick. They were all so sad. And Hero told them of it.
I'm tired of this drink.
They seem to pity the lady. Beatrice loves me. They blame me. They say I'm too proud, a coward in love. They say the lady is fair. It is true, I suppose. I'm full of virtue. That's true too. And wise, I. Except for loving myself. If I add all her virtues together, I should be in love with her myself. What is happening to me? I'm growing old. And although a young man should not marry, an older man has less to lose. And we must have marriages. How else will this world continue? When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think that I would live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By heavens, she is a beautiful lady. And now that I look at her closely, I do see she loves me.
Oh, there you are. Against my will, I am sent to bid you come.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I take no more pain in your thanks than you took to give them.
Then you take pleasure then in coming to me?
Yes, as much pleasure as one
one might take in choking a bird at knife point. You don't want to eat, sir? Goodbye, then.
I see it all. Against her will, she was sent. There's a double meaning in that. She loves him against her will. And her pains. Oh, she hated to speak of them. If they were great, I could see that. If I do not take pity in her, I am a villain. Beatrice, my lady, keep heart, keep hope. I come!
Oh, young page, run to the parlor. There you'll find my cousin Beatrice conversing with the Prince and Claudio. Whisper in her ear that you are in this order and overheard her speaking, and that the only topic of our conversation was Lady Beatrice.
I do not understand, lady.
It isn't necessary that you do, but she will, and take care that she does not discover that you bring the message from me.
Ah. I see this be a trick to get my lady Beatrice to eavesdrop. I will get her here. Too many times have I built her sharp wit not to take a joke on her. I go.
Now, Margaret, when Beatrice comes here, we'll be walking up and down thus. Our talk must be only of Benedict. When I say his name, you praise him, because no man deserves praise. My talk to you will be about how sick with love he is for Beatrice. You understand? She's here. She just crept into the bushes. No, truly, Margaret, it would do no good to tell Beatrice. She's my cousin, I love her dearly, but she's too disdainful, too haughty. She'll only laugh at him.
The best part of fishing is watching the fish cut through the water and greedily take the bait. Now we are fishing for Beatrice, who's hiding behind the honeysuckle arbor. Don't worry, I'll do my part.
Are you sure Benedict is so hopelessly in love with Beatrice?
Both the prince and my newly betrothed Lord Claudio say so.
Then it must be true.
And did they ask you to tell Beatrice about this, madame?
They did, but I persuaded them, they are Benedict's friends, to keep a secret, and never let Beatrice know of it.
But why? Benedict is a good man and deserves a good wife.
Oh, great God of love, I know he deserves as much as any man, but nature never made a heart full of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. No, she is too proud to love. She's so in love with herself, she's incapable of loving anyone else. She can't even imagine what love is.
I'm sure you're right. If she knew of Benedict's love, she would only make fun of him.
It's true. Whenever she meets a man, no matter how wise, noble, young, handsome, she rearranges all his good qualities so they end up looking bad. If he's of fair complexion, she'll say the pretty man should be her sister, not her husband. If he's dark-skinned, nature must have spilled some ink while drawing his foolish face. If he's tall, she'll say he's a spear topped by an odd head. If he's short, she'll say he looks like a badly carved miniature. If he's talkative, he's a weathervane, moving in all directions at once. If he's silent, he's a block that can't be moved at all. And so she turns men inside out and never acknowledges the integrity and merit that a man has.
It's true. Her nitpicking is hardly a marvel.
It's true, she's unkind to all men, but who would dare tell her?
Not I, you can be sure. If I said something, she bound me so mercilessly, I disintegrate into air. She left me right out of my body and killed me with her wit. So Benedict should conceal his emotions like a flame that gets covered up. Benedict should smother himself for her to waste away. It'd be better to die that way than to die from being mocked. Just as being killed by tickling.
But you should tell her about this and hear what she has to say.
Benedict is such a handsome man.
And good. He's the only worthy man in Italy, aside from my good Claudio, but cursed be his fate, he lives not wisely, and I do not think he will live long.
Shall we return to company?
I suppose, but I do hate to look upon that sweet man's sorrowing face.
Alas! Alas! Alas!
Alack! Alack! Alack!
What fire is in my ears? Can this be true? Do I stand condemned for pride and scorn of men? Am I so hard of heart? All my victories as a single maid are now dead. And Benedict, Benedict, I will love you. I will permit you to tame my wild heart and soothe my loving hand. Others may say you do deserve my love, and indeed, now that I think upon it, I think that you do. 'Tis
So that's the game. See, it's one thing to get the lobsters in the pot, quite another to make them boil.
Oh dear, there's a wet spot.